Guitars are like people. There's a little bit of good, there's a little bit of bad. It's true of vintage guitars too. There's always a trade-off for one or the other. Like this. This is a 1964 Gretsch Tennesean, and this guitar, being a 1964, is good because it's just like the type of guitar that George played from the Beatles. Cool. That's good. However, there's also the bad. Plastics. Great book on plastics. This is the old binding from this guitar. These old Gretsches, the binding, the piping that's here, is made of plastic and it decays and it falls off. And go ask your local repair guy if he feels like replacing the binding on the heel and inside here and all around there and re-puts it on and scrapes it all off. Once binding starts to rot, there's no stopping it. You can't spray lacquer over it. That's the bad thing about old Gretsches. Bad binding. The good thing is this guitar has a Brazilian rosewood fingerboard. Go find a new guitar made by Gretsch that has a Brazilian rosewood fingerboard. Brazilian rosewood, old magnets, classic sound. This is bad. The bad thing is old Gretsches need neck sets. What happens with acoustic guitars and archtop guitars is that the neck pulls forward like this. With all the string tension on, it actually sinks into the body and you have high action. If you guys ever find a guitar out there and the bridge is all the way down but the action isn't, then you probably need to take the neck out and put it back in at a greater angle. That's a bad thing. The good thing is we did it on this guitar. Again, go to your local repair guy and ask him if he would rebind the guitar and reset the neck and add up how much that would be. 1,000? 900? 1,200? Or, no thanks, I don't want to do it. The good thing about this guitar, it's light action, it plays great, all the way up the neck, sounds like all those classic Beatle records. It's just a great guitar. And for the money, it is cheaper than a new reissue. Why? Because of the binding. Now, the bad thing is, owning a guitar like this, your friends are going to think you're uppity. Another bad thing, Gretsches. They have all these controls like this. This is an off switch, on switch, on switch. So it's a 3-position switch. On, off, on. Why? I don't know. This is either a tone control or a pickup selector. Or this is either a tone control or a pickup selector. It's hard to say, especially when you're trying to think of what the chords to the next song are and you're reaching down and you don't really know because there's all this stuff and maybe it doesn't sound like anything because you got the switch off and that's a bad thing. A good thing is there's all these switches on it. It's so cool. You can get a cool like mid-range sound once you figure out where the tone controls are. So, another bad thing is when these things sell for $4,500 with a clean original case like this one does. But the good thing is, this one, because it's had the binding done and a neck reset done, sells now for $2,795. That, my friends, is the good and bad of this 1964 Gretsch Tennesean.